Okay, so we want to draw the development of the lateral surface of the frustum of a square pyramid of side of base 30 millimeters and an axis height of 40 millimeters. It is resting on the horizontal plane with the edges of the base parallel to the vertical plane. Now we cut the so we cut the square pyramid at a height 20 millimeters. Okay, so let's draw the square in. So I'd have 30 and then tap 30. That is my base. So for a pyramid, I can connect the diagonals and label the corners. So let's call that 1. I'll just array that around to get the others. So 4, and then I want to rotate. So 1, and then 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so maybe I can just copy that, and then maybe O. So for the front view, say I can track that point. Track this point as well. And I know the height to be 40. So 40. Then I can connect this to that. And then this to that. Okay, so now I know that the cutting plane is 20 millimeters away from the base. So 20. So let's call that our cutting plane. So I'll just copy that, and then so X and X to label that. Obviously I can project these points to get that. So on the top view, this will be the projection of the cut. All right, so this square then will represent the section XX. Okay, so obviously I want to copy this. Let me turn the snap off. And then so this will be 1 and 4. This should be 2 and 3. So A, okay, so all around I have A, B, C, and D. So it means around here I'd have A and D, and that is going to be B and C. Okay, so this being a pyramid, we know that what we have uh, here is not the true length. So for us to find the true length, you can use the start the center start end method. So before we draw the arc in place, let's draw let's draw a line like this. And now we can go for center start end. So this will be the center. We want to start here, and then we want to end at that point. Okay, then we would extend this line as well. So with a line, I'll connect from this point there, and then join this to that. Okay, let's label that point O as well. And then let's call this, say, F. We can call this point here, let's call it F1. I think the better thing to do is to delete this. So let's use the mtest2 and then call this F1 like that. Okay, so that OF1 will be the true length, right? So could go for this, then click on that. Okay, so that is my true length. So instead of maybe make it smaller, maybe 3.5. Okay, now seeing as I have OF1, which is the true length, I can measure that, and that is 45.3. So I can go to line, so line, then I have 45.3, and now I'll go for center start end method for arc. This is my center. I'll start here. Now let me draw this. Okay, like that. What I need to do next is to step off. Is to step off the arc using the length of the side, which is 30. So I can use the same arc method. Let me change this to maybe construction. So this is my center, and then the radius is 30, so 30. And then I can draw this. So do that again. Select the center method. Click here, and then I'm looking for 30, so 30, enter. And then I can do that. So click on center, and then .30, and then I draw that. So click on center, .30, then we draw that. Now with a line, we can connect from here. So we can connect from here to there, and then to this arc, to the apex, and then to this arc, to this point, to the apex, And then I can now connect from this point to that point, and finally from this point to that point. Now what I'll do next is I'll have to measure the distance from here to there. So now maybe we can, let me copy that. So from here to this point, let's call it, say, A1. So OA1 is the distance of interest. So let me just, so from the apex to that point, that is 22.45. So I'll go back to arc, and then, now mind you, center start end method. So I'll click here, and my radius should be 22.45. Enter, and then I can draw that, and now with a line I can connect from here to there, to this point. Okay, hit escape. Okay, so all right. Now let's not forget to put in place our center line. And then perhaps we can draw or we can dimension. So that is 40, 30. So the area bounded by A12341AGCB, which is this portion here, is the area of concern. That happens to be the developed surface for the frustum of the square pyramid.